Have you ever found yourself standing at the precipice of abundance, yet feeling an unsettling hunger for more? That peculiar human affliction where enough never truly feels like enough, where the steady rhythm of blessing is drowned out by the clamor for instant, overwhelming gratification. It's a whisper that often begins with gratitude, but all too easily morphs into a clamor, a relentless craving that threatens to consume the very source of our joy. Tonight, let us delve into a tale that speaks to this ancient, dangerous inclination. In a quaint, sun-dappled cottage nestled beside a meandering river, lived an old man, Ilara, and his wife, Lyra. Their days were simple, marked by the gentle hum of daily chores and the quiet companionship of their years. Their only true possession of note, a plump, white goose with eyes like polished amber, was, to all outward appearances, an ordinary fowl. Yet, this goose held a secret, a daily miracle that had transformed their humble existence. Each morning, without fail, amidst the straw of its nesting box, would lie not a common egg, but one of pure, shimmering gold. It glowed with an ethereal warmth, a small sun-kissed nugget that was, without question, solid gold. At first, Ilara and Lyra were overwhelmed with a joy that bordered on disbelief. They would gaze at the lustrous orb, their fingers tracing its smooth, cool surface, whispering prayers of gratitude. This daily gift had allowed them to mend their leaky roof, to buy finer grains for their bread, and even to offer small charities to their struggling neighbors. Their lives, once teetering on the edge of privation, had blossomed into comfortable serenity, a steady ascent towards a gentle prosperity. But as days melted into weeks, and weeks into months, a subtle, insidious shift began to take root in their hearts. The golden egg, once a marvel, slowly began to transform in their minds from a gift into a routine, then into a mere expectation. They started to count not their blessings, but the eggs they had yet to receive. The daily deposit of gold, while substantial, no longer felt like enough. They watched the river flow, imagining its waters turning to liquid gold, and their ambition, once dormant, stirred with a dangerous awakening. Just one egg a day, Lyra mused one evening, her eyes fixed on the sleeping goose. It's so slow, Ilara. Think of the riches we could acquire if only we had all the gold, at once. Ilara, who had been contemplating similar thoughts, nodded slowly, a dark cloud gathering in his gaze. The quiet contentment they once knew was now overshadowed by a restless yearning. They began to envision a life not merely comfortable, but opulent, estates, servants, power. Their minds conjured visions of endless gold, glinting beneath the sun, waiting to be claimed. An idea, wicked in its simplicity, began to fester between them. The goose, Ilara whispered, his voice barely audible above the crackling hearth, it must be made of gold inside. All of it. We are simply harvesting it piece by piece. If we were to open it up, we could claim the entire treasure. All at once. The thought, once unthinkable, now seemed an undeniable truth, a logical shortcut to their desired future. The bird, in their fevered imaginings, was no longer a living creature, but a mere vessel, a golden vault waiting to be unlocked. And so, the very next morning, before the sun had fully kissed the horizon, they carried out their grim plan. The air in the small cottage, usually filled with the promise of a golden dawn, was thick with an unnatural silence, broken only by the sharp, decisive sound of their deed. Their hands, usually gentle with the goose, were now driven by a desperate, avaricious purpose. They cut it open, their hearts pounding with a greedy anticipation that bordered on madness, expecting a blinding gush of molten gold, an overflowing reservoir of untold wealth. Instead, what they found was profoundly, devastatingly ordinary. The goose, stripped of its feathers, lay before them, its insides no different from any other fowl destined for the cooking pot. There was no gleaming treasure, no golden organs, no hidden trove. Only flesh and bone, and the tragic absence of the daily miracle they had so carelessly extinguished. The silence that followed was not of anticipation, but of a crushing, hollow despair. Their ambition, so fierce just moments before, now lay shattered amidst the ruins of their own making. The golden eggs, the steady stream of fortune, the comfortable life they had so recently enjoyed, all gone, vanished like smoke, victims of their insatiable desire. This ancient fable, seemingly simple, echoes with profound truths about the human condition. It lays bare the perilous trap of insatiable desire, that voracious hunger that, paradoxically, blinds us to the very source of our blessings. The man and his wife, once content, allowed their gratitude to curdle into greed, transforming a daily miracle into a mere impediment to their imagined grandeur. They chose the illusion of instant, overwhelming wealth over the steady, sustainable flow of prosperity. How often do we, in our modern lives, fall prey to a similar folly? We might not have a goose laying golden eggs, but we possess opportunities, relationships, health, and a steady stream of small victories. Do we truly cherish them, nurturing them with patience and appreciation, or do we constantly crave the whole store, the immediate, radical transformation? We chase the next promotion, the bigger house, the perfect partner, often at the expense of what is already good, already growing, already providing. This story is a stark reminder that true wealth, whether material or spiritual, is often built not through a sudden, violent upheaval, but through consistent, patient cultivation. It's about understanding the nature of what sustains us. Ripping open the goose in our lives, be it a budding career, a growing relationship, or even our mental well-being, in a desperate grab for an imagined, instantaneous perfection, invariably leads to ruin. The golden eggs represent the incremental, sustainable progress that builds real, lasting value. When we allow impatience and greed to dominate, we lose sight of the long game, extinguishing the very potential that promised a richer, more fulfilling future. The fable whispers to us, much wants more and loses all. It's a timeless warning against the seductive siren call of all at once, urging us instead towards the wisdom of enough, and the enduring power of consistent, mindful appreciation for the blessings, big or small, that grace our lives daily. As you go forth from this moment, consider the golden geese in your own life. What precious, consistent gifts are you nurturing? And what illusions of more, all at once, might be tempting you to cut short their long-term value? Let the wisdom of this tale guide your hand, and your heart, towards a richer, more appreciative path. For Filiarium, this is your journey into timeless wisdom.